Yeah, that was a wonderful session, sir. I want to say this thing because I don't want to speak much. I want to listen you more. And yes, that three, four step of lighting in a candle. And we usually there is in a big hotels or big dining hall or this thing there is a warm light. We used to focus on architects things that keep warm light, and we never noticed that in candles there is so many shades. We just noticed that okay, some yellow color is that. No, no, no. That blue light make you feel that you just take it out all the negativity, all the things which you don't want in your life. There is a lot of space in your brain. There is a lot of space in your heart. Fill with that happiness. Feel bliss. Feel happy and spread that happiness. There is no, like Sir said, he never compare anyone. He feels that everyone is master in their own field. But jabki I just listened him right now, he was like feeling like that. How can be a person like into CBI profession and so open up, so calm? But yes, he said that I don't compare anyone. I was like correcting myself. So this kind of thing is like I need a lot of time for this. Like in this
Shamanic breath work.
yes, there's that small lighting candle session is like awesome, sir. And I feel that that warmness when you throw out all the negativity, you feel that warmness of that orange light, and you understand that why that warm light called orange. Why is it orange actually? To be frank, because you just throw out all the negativity from that place. So thank you
Shamanic
so
breath
much.
work for throwing to the left, throwing to the negative to the left and right. How was the session?
That session is also very wonderful, sir. You are sitting in a one place, not doing anything, and you are taking out all the rubbish thing which is you put into your cupboard or in your briefcase or in your brain. Just taking it out onto the left side, and you are just gaining a beautiful things from the right side. And after filling your brain with that full positivity from that right side, and one after 5 to 7 times, on eighth time you just notice what to throw, because now everything is positive, everything is happy mood, nothing is there, you just lived it. So this is
How
something
could
you're sitting at one place and you are getting, you are rectifying yourself, no need of anything, no kind of any instrument, uh, no beautiful place, nothing big instruments or anything. Just focus on yourself, and your voice got some magnetic power, sir. Because of that, I think people want to repair themselves. They
wonderful,
feel
wonderful.
that yeah, I want to repair myself and I'm getting chance to repair myself, just go through. So this is the thing, sir.
Before listening to another two, yes, Veena, what changes you got out of the blissful sessions of the blissful doctor's arc in
Yes.
two
Uh,
sentences?
since
Yeah.
2012, I am associated with Dr. Hari. Not only just the techniques, by being in the presence of Dr. Hari is transformational. I sometimes even introspect, okay, sir was doing this. This is what the guidance from that. Even footsteps, the way he walks, everything can be learning kind of experience for me. And since 8 years, I have never left Dr. Hari, sir. I have been doing all blissful doctors' work and always helping, always coordinating the events, and it was wonderful experience. Totally transformational. I could say in 3 years' time, I have achieved whatever I want in this lifetime or any other lifetime. I could say being with Dr. Hari.
Very good. And both have seen the beautiful future and your Kundalini and the future experience, Sudhaji. And after that, shoot a wonderful question to our Kartikeyanji.
Yes, actually, basically, I'm not very greedy kind of a girl. I actually feel happy whatever I'm getting. But once then Dr. Hari said that you can see your future. That little bit of greediness in my mind is like that, okay, I can see my future. So I said, sir, I want to see my future. And very beautifully, with a beautiful garden, with a beautiful environment, he just took me to that future thing. And I noticed that whatever I want to do, that is clear in my mind, and I feel that yes, I'm getting in my future at the age of I think around some 60s or 70s, I'm feeling at that time, because my hairs are becoming of white, so I thought that kept in 60s or 80s. Maybe it's my mindset, but happy family, happy people around me, and I myself, I'm able to hear everyone. That much of capacity I got actually. It's very big thing that you learn to listen actually. So this that blissful session, already being a good listener, but blissful session taught me that uh, listen at right point. If somebody is talking you so many things, then also you have to pick that thing which your brain, your soul get purified, and that
Yeah,
experience of
wisdom.
chakras.
Yeah, wisdom pearls from Karthikeyanji. Shoot next to the beautiful question.
Yes, sir. Sir, right now you said that you also got fear in mind that that very confidential matter with you and this kind of thing, but you are not afraid of the things. But nowadays, I've just noticed, this is my point of view. Nowadays, I'm just noticed that in coronavirus, people is more, going through that spiritual side actually. So I just want to know this thing that is fear leads them to go to that spiritual thought, or they want, because if they want to go for the meditation or something, that is something they want to rectify, they want to purify their soul, but they are going for the spiritual side. In coronavirus, that 4 or 5 months which I noticed in during COVID-19, people are going through that spirituality type of things. So is fear leads to them this thing? I just want to correct myself, rectify myself, that is fear lead to that spirituality. And sometimes I've noticed that people who are like uh, emotional bondage with attachment with the people, they think that they can't be go to that meditation or soul correction because they are connected with the emotions with the human being. So sir, please explain us this thing.
Sir, she says, this fear of corona, is it making everyone to go towards meditation side?
Oh,
Is it a positive one? Is it a positive shift?
no, both are happening. Both are happening. So the fear is also a factor. Fear is also a factor, but the fear only makes the immunity less. If you have fear, your immunity goes down. So in fact, I am supporting meditation for the reason, apart from eating the right food and right quantities at the right time and doing yoga, walking or in the sun, eating more of nano-curcumin, that is the healthy turmeric, and citrus fruits for vitamin C, and all that. Very important factor is meditation, because that's what gives you a victory over fear. See, fear brings down your immunity. Fear makes you weaker, become vulnerable for any attack of anything, including the virus. Part of the immunity is, instilling confidence in yourself, accepting the reality, facing the situation, being prepared to face it, but without fear. Any fear will bring down the immunity in any walk of life, and particularly makes you vulnerable. That's my firm belief. If you are scared, virus is happy to attack you. I believe if you have strong willpower, it doesn't get, it dispels the virus. How would I prove it? I don't know how to prove it, but I firm believe in this. Deep meditation, sustained meditation, strengthens your willpower, strengthens your immunity. Like, what eats you is bad. What eats you is a fear. What you eat is important. What eats you is dangerous.
Correct.
What eats you is the fear.
Wonderful. Great.
Yeah. Do you agree?
Yes, sir,
Yes.
I agree.
What eats you is,
Yes, sir.
you eat is
Very, very
important.
nice.
What
Very
eats you is also important, that to be avoided. What eats you
Yes.
is mostly the fear of the unknown, unpredictable. No one knows now today. The most powerful man on the planet is in the hospital today, along with his wife.
Correct. Trump. True.
The most powerful voice here in this country, Amitabh Bachchan, was in the hospital.
True.
doesn't spare anyone.
True.
You know fear, you can resist it. There's no guarantee against anything, it can happen. There are so many factors we don't know. But one factor is the fear. Fear makes you vulnerable. Now, they ask me, why do you travel now? I'm not bounded. I don't have to travel.
Correct.
Do whatever board meetings and all I attend, sitting here like this,
Correct.
all AGM, all conferences, inaugurations, everything I can do. There's no need. But I went. I had no fear. People are worried. People are scared. Why do you go? You are 81. I don't fear. I don't fear.
Very good. See, the spirituality makes everyone fearless, not careless.
No.
So we are very, very careful about what we are. We take care of everything, as sir said. Sir, now there's a time for rapid fire, sir. Sudhaji always lovely asks rapid fire questions. Sir, your strengths, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your strengths. Strengths.
STRENGH.
Yes, your strength. What is your strength? You are 81. You look not 18, but you look 50 plus. But what is your strength? I have seen you since more than 10 years. Yes, there is so much of a glow is there on your face. So much of grace. I can see.
Surprise, Hari, I hear this from many participants in the seminars.
That too from anti-aging specialist.
No, I don't know. I'm surprised because I have gone through challenges in life. I have gone through tragedies.
Yes.
Family life, actual life, challenges and all that. My life has not been a smooth one life, but more than my quota. But I'm surprised to hear this voice. The other day, a very big man in the government said, you can't, you're 8. I don't think so, because I was a member of the Rajya Sabha at that time. The case, gentleman was telling me, and we are known because the way you are handling the case every day, we used to discuss in the parliament and all that. So when I see you, I apparently see a much more older person. You look the same. You don't look more than 60, he said.
Correct.
One of the seminars, he said, somebody mentioned, 80. He was excited, sir, your grow looks like 18. And all that.
True.
You are happy, but I wonder how people perceive like this. I've gone through so much in life, ups and downs and all that. Please conscience.
Correct.
Okay, to answer your questions, because you have to want a one-word answer, My strength is my clear conscience.
Wonderful. Great. Sir, and what is your weakness, sir?
Yes.
Oh,
Sir, we want to know.
Because see, as we get enlightenment, we always love our weaknesses, because weakness is a conversion of the weaknesses into wise strength. That is what happens with wisdom.
my weakness is association with good people.
Great, sir.
Allah.
If you were not a police officer, what life you would have chosen?
You see, I was an agriculturist.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
But my father, being a farmer, he wanted to see his son a powerful officer.
Great.
Afterwards, my first love was journalism. I wanted to be a writer. But then I realized my language is weak. I said, at that time, I thought, to be a successful journalist, you must be good in English. Okay.
Yes.
And this profession was chosen by my father, actually, to be honest with you. Because, I know how much of struggle he had gone through those days, to educate us and all that, from a village to come to the town. All that I remember. Then, he wanted to see me as an officer. I wanted to be an advocate and a farmer because it gives you freedom. But I respect him. Out of respect for him, I joined the service.
You love your nation, you love your profession, you love your spirituality. So
Dr. Hari.
First love, which helped, which moved you, which moved you. Of course, I know your wonderful relation with madam and angel ma'am. So what made you? Yes, this is called love. We want to hear you, sir. So you are such a handsome personality. We want to hear you in that angle too.
No, I love what
You
I
love
do.
nation, you love your profession, you love spiritual. I know.
See, I love what I happen to do.
Very good, very good.
Whatever I do, I enjoy it. I think that is the best thing to happen in life.
Correct, correct.
I do. I never ask for a job. I never ask for a posting. So I'm not obliged to any human being. I can declare this before anybody. Whatever happens to my Lord, we'll talk. Okay, Dr. Abdul Kalam, when he became President of India, I knew him. He called me and told me, sir, you have done the greatest service country. It's all on record. I'm not saying something new.
Correct.
You have done the greatest service to this country. You risked your life. Your wife had a heart attack. Please tell me, I am the President of India. The nation is not to you. What do you want to become? Governor, ambassador? Very next day, sitting like this. I was surprised. This man became President of India yesterday and he is worried about me. I told him, sir, I don't seek anything from anybody. He will not ask, I am asking you. This is all on record. I said, I don't seek anything from anybody. No, but I am asking you. I am the President of India. And he was the most popular president at that time. I told him, sir, if I want to ask something, you have to ask the Prime Minister to do it.
Correct.
Manmohan Singh knows me very well. I can ask him, he will do it. Why are you not asking him? I said, I don't get obliged to anybody. I want to be a master of my own, sir.
Oh, wonderful.
I obey only my conscience, nothing else. He said, no, you must consult Kalaji and tell me tomorrow. They're all known to everybody, I'm telling you. I went to him, asked my dear wife. She said, you never ask for a favor from anyone. There's nothing to ask for and getting it. Whatever is given by God, what we deserve, we are happy. I said, this gentleman is asking me tomorrow, I have to go and tell him what. He said, please tell him, ask him to go for a morning walk every day. Ask him after lunch to have a rest before meeting people at conference. We don't want to see him sleeping in functions. It's more, I didn't want to say that now. So you have asked me, I said, sir, you asked me to ask my wife, this is what she says. What, sir? They started laughing. He said, I want you to, after lunch, you must sleep before meeting people at functions. We don't want to see you sleeping in functions.
True.
Sir, why do you say that? I said, I don't want. I did my job. It was my duty to the nation, not expecting anything to happen. And there's no compensation for what I have done.
Correct. Wonderful.
Change your mind and tell me. He used to call me late night. 12 o'clock he used to call. He eats very late, dinner. 1 o'clock he eats. One day he called me. I can't remember all this. One day he called me around midnight. I had just gone to bed, half asleep. Those days he used to have his mobile on his own. He used to. He always asked me, sir, have you gone to sleep? I woke up, how can you say I'm sleeping? No, sir, I want to go to sleep. You see, Hari, he told me, sir, when did we meet first? See the problem of the President of India. The President of India, after 1 year being in office, he asked me, when did we meet first? I was asleep, by the time I could recollect, he said, you think it was in Hyderabad when you called me for a talk as a scientist? Before he could, no, 10 years before that. See the man's nobility, childlike nature. 10 years back, 10 years before that, you are a hero. Bangalore, Deputy Commissioner of Police, I used to be very active, Everything will happen, something or the other, I will be headlines of the newspapers. And a lot of agitations, farmers' agitations and all that, I used to mediate between the government and the farmers. He said, use this word, this gentleman. He said, you are my hero. Dr. Abdul Kalam telling me, see the big word by a big man. I always want to see you I came to ISRO guest house in Poyas Garden. Poyas Garden is where Madam Jayalalitha used to live.
Correct.
So I had a guest house there. One day I came late in the night. I saw a police guard there. They asked him, they said, Mr. Karthikeyan has come. I wanted to see you. I looked at the time, it was past midnight. I didn't want to. I sleep late. Morning, I got up and came up, knocked at your door. I'm talking about President Kalam, this is all on record later. He said, I came and knocked the door, you did not open the door. Then I thought I will go back. Then he said, no, I must see him today. Came back again, knocked the door. He said, you opened the door a little later. He says, after 30, 40 years, you were wearing a dhoti, you know, pancha.
Correct.
Dhoti,
Yes.
you were a banyan, you were vibhuti. You know vibhuti?
Oh.
Awesome.
Then I said, I am Abdul Kalam. Then he said, oh, please come and all that. I told him, sir, you remember all that now? Your thought came, said, where did it leave first? See, even if somebody has got, who will reveal it? This man has such simplicity to call me at midnight. He said, we sat and talked. I told him. He said, this episode, I have told a number of places. Wherever I go, I say, you must have some spirituality, some faith in life. I used to tell them, you know, I have a great friend, a police officer, without mentioning your name. I have great admiration for him. There's nothing he cannot do, a man of great integrity. When I first met him, he was in meditation. I told him, I'm sorry, I didn't know whom I was in meditation. I did tell him that. So they used to tell them that every one of you, any walk of life, you must have spiritual inclination. I said, my God, how did you remember all these things? You don't even remember. Many people won't remember. He is the president of India. And he tells me this, like that, many episodes, he's a great man. Not because he's the president. I used to tell him, sir, you're not the greatest scientist in this country. I used to tell him like this. But your qualities are different because of your integrity, commitment to the nation, simplicity. That's how you become different from others.
Right.
I had to tell him. And one day, so that's why, after he, Samadhi, after I, Pranab Mukherjee, after that, and for something else I met him, I told him, sir, my respect has gone up enormously because as sitting president of India,
Correct.
his tribute, he said, Dr. Abdul Kalam is people's president forever.
Correct.
For a sitting president to say, what a large heart. They told Mr. Karthikeyan, I do not know him personally, but the way he is admired all over and certain things he said, how he used to write a poem and all that. See, one more thing I'll tell you. Your time?
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. We have time. We are allowed to hear, sir.
Okay. This may not be relevant to you, but because
No, it's excellent. It's all relevant.
we are meeting. And then one day, they used to have a lot of functions in Rashtrapati Bhavan, president. Some functions we used to be invited. Somebody's book release function. Myself, my wife Kala went. After that, always, in Rashtrapati Bhavan, there's a big open banquet. Whatever may be the time, they keep a lot of things to eat and all that. So that day, about 200 people there, including diplomats and senior functionaries and all that. My wife is a little shy person. She was there. Then we were all mixing around. She was also talking to some ladies. Then, they play, though he's the host, he's very fond of, they know what he likes. They take their button and give it to the president, Dr. Abdul Kalam. He looked here and there, and he walked. People were already, he went to my wife. He gave it to her.
Oh.
Sir, in Tamil, please. He said, yeah, you please have, I'll get. No, I'm the host here. Please have. Then he told her, whispered her, Amma, this food may be big, but nothing like your food.
Great.
There is no need for him. He might have genuinely felt also. He was a simple food, he eats. He said, like that, so many people are not, they have not heard. He told her, this is not, there are all big things will be there, nothing like yours.
Great.
But this is a very good come. No, these protocol people, they make so much of us. I will come later. Heart of the man, like a child. Okay. After she left, the same day he came. He was traveling somewhere, midnight he came. There he held my hand, brought it there. He told me, sir, we will never find a lady like her. But why don't you feel proud of the fact you had the privilege of working for such a noble soul for 39 years?
Right. Right. True.
Okay. Then, a year later, when my daughter is in Melbourne, Australia, when they were here, they came, they were 7 and 4, grandson. So he asked them, he kept a lot of biscuits and all that. He asked my grandson, Arjun, he's now 18. All the rockets are fired. He said, no, you come. He went and sat in the presidential chair, is a computer.
Oh.
Operated it, you see how the rocket is fired.
Wonderful.
Okay. Then he said, you want to see the garden? But it was very hot that day. Now you can see from here, he showed all these things. Okay. This is after she left. Then they came again from Australia. He is no more the president. He was in Rajaji Road, just house. We met him late in the evening. And then again, we spoke with children and all that. Then he told my, Arjun has become a big boy, no? Have you seen the tree outside?
Mm-hmm.
That is Arjun's name. He has given the name of the Arjun. It's a huge tree. And he is telling my daughter, Amma, this tree, the Arjun, is like your mother. Giving, all the time giving, taking from nothing, giving shade, birds can stay, fruits gives and all that. Years later, like this, very touching moments. Dr. Abdul Kalam is an old man.